First up, McGruddy and Wolfe combination. Light goes on for the final event, the last of the Belmont season. And racing to Roper back at the start, so too Sentimental Bell and Miss Rockjoy, and Rope Them In was away nicely. Has got about a half in front of Planet Cash. Going up now to Roper around the outside with Russian Sniper, and they were followed by Honey Dew. Next getting back Planet Cash to midfield, then followed by Super Session and Catalpa. Featherweight is back third last. Miss Rockjoy and Sentimental Bell on the outside of those. 7.50 to go as Roper went up together with Russian Sniper to go to the front as they'd burned off Rope Them In, who's back third on the inside, and is being covered next as they come to the turn by Sunny Honey. Further back then to Honey Dew in the clear, Catalpa, then Planet Cash over on the inside, Super Session. Sentimental Bell is next, Featherweight over on the inside with Miss Rockjoy. 400 metres to go, and Roper rounds the corner just in front of Russian Sniper. Then comes Sunny Honey, and Rope Them In's now weaving away through. Further back then to Super Session and Planet Cash, still Roper in front. Rope Them In and Sunny Honey in the middle. Rope Them In goes up to join and head off to Roper on the outside. Sunny Honey, but first up, Rope Them In goes on, wins a length. Rope Them In to Roper. Sunny Honey and Planet Cash from Super Session and Russian Sniper. Sentimental Bell, Miss Rockjoy. They were followed next by Honey Dew. Behind those were Featherweight, and Catalpa has dropped out. Whip Them In. Rope Them In. 250, 120. Chases down to Roper at 140, and Sunny Honey for third at about 470, and Planet Cash for the first four, with the pool with the jackpot closing at 216,000. First up, Rope Them In. He's won 3 in a row now, and before today had won 3 of his last 4 last prep. Trialled nicely here leading into returning. He runs second to Ripcord and has hauled in to Roper, who worked around, went to the lead. He got the split after sitting in behind the leaders and has come through to win nicely. 1, 7, 8 and 5 are the interim placings. 1, 7, 8, 5. 5th Super Session and 6 Sentimental Bell. Rope Them In has won by 1 length, 3/4 second to third, 1 length by 3/4, 1:11.98 the time, 1:11.98 and 34.46 the last 600, 34.46, 1:11.98, 1:7.85 and 1 length by 3/4. Rope Them In, a gilding of 4 is by Playing God out of lead rope, and a race by S. Wolfe R. Webb, J. Montam Rubio and T. Fasten, R. Lane, L. Putland, Mrs. A. Jones, B. Wilson, G. Dickey and Carter, P. Carter, and the Circle of Trust Syndicate. He's won 6 now off his 12 and got there by a length, hauling in to Roper. Brad Parnham for Vern Brockman. His winning run comes to an end. And third, Sunny Honey, Joe as a party for David Harrison. Fourth, the Planet Cash, Pat Carberry, Hayden Ballantyne. So the last of the day, the favourite salutes. It was around 260 fixed, 250 on the tote. Here's Lockie Taylor down in the yard.
Thanks, Matt. Great calling here at Belmont Park this afternoon. I'm now joined by winning trainer and Steve Wolfe. Wolfie, it looked like you had a nice team of horses on paper. You had to be patient for that winner, but that might be the nicest one of the lot of them.
Yeah, clearly is. Lockie's a nice horse. You know what it's like. You're always anticipating everything to go right, and it probably puts more pressure on you than what, with your mind anyway, than what it does having one at 10 to 1 that wins, isn't it? Yep.
Exactly right. In the run, it looked like a slightly awkward draw on paper, but your man, Shaun McGruddy, he put him into a position in the first half of the race, got the luck when he needed to, and the horse did the rest. Yeah, well, that always happens. You know, if you're on the right horse and you ride positive, and then, you know, when the gap comes, if they're good enough, makes a hell of a difference. I mean, I've never ridden, but you see it, and then we say they can't ride sometimes, but it's mainly the horse. But no, it's just nice to have a horse like this, and great ride, good tonic for both of us. When you spoke to us earlier on in the day, you mentioned the fact that he's likely to head to a 78 plus 1400 metre event on opening day at Ascot. Is that still the case off the back of this win? Yeah, I would think so. Look, he handled that. He'll only get the same weight. And, you know, I don't worry about weight with good horses. You know, you go around, you're better off carrying the weight than trying to take 3 off and get tangled up. At what point do you decide whether you go to a Winterbottom or a Railway? I think I've already decided that. We'll still go to the 1400. I think the Winterbottom is probably more his cup of tea. I think
2 or 3 weeks going into that nice and fresh after a couple of months in Albany, I think you'll see a better horse again.
Exciting times ahead, Wolfie. Well done.
Thank you. Just hope he holds up. Thanks, Locke.
There's Steve Wolfe, and here's Shaun McGruddy.
Shaun McGruddy joins me now. Shaun, this horse roped them in. He's always shown a lot of ability, and, well, to be fair, no one missed his trial.
Yeah, look, that's right. He's got a motor, and he's pretty versatile. Like, in that trial, they probably went quicker for the first half than the second half, so I was back last, but he motored home. And then today, there was absolutely no speed whatsoever. Kicked him out, looked like I was going to lead. And then early on, when they all rushed across from the outside, I just didn't want to get into a bumping duel with anyone, because he really is half their size, which adds even more merit to the win with 60 kilos. He's only a pony. So I went to the fence, and I thought, well, I'm following the right horse anyway into Roper, but then it didn't kick, so I've had to come around the heels of the horse that sat second outside the leader. But again, because he's not big, he didn't need much of a gap, and he's got to turn a foot. So before we knew it, he was in and away.
Would it be fair to say it was a fairly soft win in the end?
It was, yeah. I didn't go for my whip. It was it half slipped up a little bit, so I thought, oh, this will be a bit awkward if I go for the whip, but hopefully I don't have to. And as it turned out, I didn't have to.
Goes to a 1,400 metres next start at Ascot, and obviously he's proven at that distance. What gets the best of him in your eyes?
I think 14. Yeah, I think he's pretty versatile if he keeps him fresh over 12. Yeah, he might struggle in the better grade up to a mile, but yeah, 12, 14, I think.
So obviously for Wolfie, trying to plan out if he wants to aim up high and shoot for the stars and go for a feature. Winterbottom's 12, Railway's 16, maybe the 1400's best.
I think so, yeah. I think he'd have a look at the Winterbottom, and then the Gold Rush would be my advice.
Congratulations, well done.
Thanks very much.
There's Shaun McGruddy booting home another winner for Steve Wolfe, and rounds out a wonderful day here at Belmont Park, where Rope Them In was your best bet of the day, Scott. You had to be patient, but you got what you wanted in the end.
And we saw the return of a very nice horse there. And I think what we also learnt, as much as Taropa suffered her first ever defeat at start number 6, the fact that she was thrown into the role of pacemaker there, which is unusual for her, and even as Shaun McGruddy said, she probably didn't give as good a kick as what he thought, she still went down fighting and ran second to Roper. So she is just a very good mare.
Absolutely, she was enormous in defeat. Feature of the day, Mood Swings, George Dupre, Luke Campbell. What a great result that was for a tough old gelding that just continues to front up season after season.
And taking nothing away from the win of Moon Swings or George's story or Luke Campbell's story as an acclaiming apprentice that couldn't take his allowance in that race. Potentially even the other story in there is the return of Super Smink. That was very good from the former 2-year-old of the year.
Exactly right. That's all we have time for here on Racing WA TV. Thanks for joining us. Scott and Matt French will be with you at Bunbury tomorrow afternoon. It's good night from us.